Hi everybody, I'm making crock-pot chicken soup and I've sort of adapted it from my grandmother's original chicken soup recipe, and it's like the easiest thing and the kids love it. And I make matzo balls with it, which I can show you, but everyone's very curious as to how I've adapted it. So I'm making it now. I'm going to show you. I don't have my tripod here. So we're going to sort of do a makeshift way of doing it, and of filming it. So I hope it turns out. So I'll fill you in on the steps, but it's not that, the first part isn't that exciting. You put like chicken in the crock pot and add water to it. You can either use a whole chicken, or we like dark meat, so we like put 4 dark quarters into it. Either way, it's fine. What I do is I put it in, I use the skin on bone in, and then once it's cooked, I take all the chicken off, cut it up into pieces, remove the skin, remove the bones, then cut it up into pieces. But I'll show you that a little bit later. I also, because it's like quarantine time, self-isolation time, and the world is crazy, I don't have exactly all of the ingredients. Usually I would use carrots, celery, and turnip. I'm going to look and see if I might have some turnips left, but I'm going to use carrots. Oh, and onions. But today I'm going to use carrots. And then I will add towards the end some spinach and onion at the beginning. So yeah, so I'm going to turn this over to the crock pot and you might hear my voice. Okay, so I'm trying this one-handed. So I filled the soup up. I'm putting carrots in. Usually just like 2 or 3 carrots. But since that's going to be the majority of the soup, I'm putting in extra. And then, so I'm just going to put in the rest as I'm doing this. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, so the carrots are in. As I said, you use 2 or 3 carrots, and then about 2 to 3 spears of celery, and after that you use 1 turnip. The turnip makes it a little sweet. So then you put in an onion, and I want you to see, so my grandmother always taught me that you put in a whole onion and you leave the skin on, and the skin is what sort of like makes the soup, gives the soup like a beautiful color. I've never tried it without doing it that way, so I can't tell you if that actually is in it. And then you cut little cuts through it so it can get in. And then at the end, when I take the chicken out to take the skin off and the bones out and cut it up, I take the onion off, take the skin off, and then I cut up the onion into smaller pieces. So I just place it in, sort of shove it in there. And then my grandmother's secret, she's probably like gonna kill me, but you put in some soup flavoring. You can any kind of flavoring is fine. And then you just leave it. So my grandmother taught me this intricate way, and she told me, I learned how to do it on the stove. And when you do it on the stove, you really have to stand by. And when it boils, you have to skim off the top of the soup so it can stay clear. My grandmother would always tell me, like, turn off the phone. No distractions. You have to do this at the correct time. But I find with the crock pot, it doesn't matter. So that's why this is like such an easy thing, because I set the crock pot on high for 4 hours, leave it at about at the end of the 4 hours, or like 3 hours and 45 minutes, I add some dill to it. I love dill. I have dill in my freezer still from last summer. Normally I like fresh dill, but at this time it's hard to get fresh dill. I guess if you're a parsley person, you could throw some parsley in instead. And at that point I will probably, I won't. I'm not going to put the spinach in until I'm actually serving the ball. Just put some spinach in to the top of it. So that's what I do. And then I usually make some matzo balls for the kids. I don't eat them because they hurt my tummy. So I use this. I haven't been that successful
making my matzo balls. So I make it, use instructions, and then I just make it in a pot ready to serve. And so this is great for like a bunch of different meals. And then what I usually do is I also usually put like 4 servings, single servings in the freezer, and then like a family size serving in the freezer too. And then we eat about half of it. It makes a huge amount. Sometimes we add like legumes and stuff like that, or beans to it to add up to the protein level that we want, to add a little extra natural protein. It's just, you can't fail with this recipe. So I'm going to get everything ready, set it on hot, set the crock pot on high for 4 hours, and then I will show you what it looks like. Okay, see you soon. So everything smells really, really good. I'm going to open this up, and it looks like it's cooked to perfection. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the chicken and the onion out of here and cut it up, and take the skin off and the bones off and the onion skin off and chop that up. And then I'm gonna put the chicken and the onion back in the crock pot with some dill, and I'll show you what that looks like after. Okay, so I have added in the chicken back into cut pieces. I do it sort of more rustic when it's my family. And then, well, what I call rustic, but just like a little rougher. And then like if I'm doing it for an event, I'll cut things a little bit finer. I call it like my quote unquote Martha Stewart, because like everything's chopped a little smaller and tidier and stuff like that. So, I've got the onions back in there, the chicken. I put a ton of dill because I love dill. You don't have to put that much. And so it's just going to cook for the last bit. And then we'll make some matzo balls, give it to the kids. We'll have it, as I said, we'll store some in the freezer. So I'll check back to you with my matzo balls in a little bit. So my matzo balls turned out. I'm really excited. And this is what the soup looks like. And it's going to be dinner tonight. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you liked about this video, what you didn't like in this video, what you maybe want to see more of us like doing over the next few days. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and comment. Thank you.